coming around through the tri-oval. And remember, Talladega is not configured like Daytona, where the start-finish line would be right where the cars are now. Here, the start-finish line is out of the tri-oval, past the pit exit, and on down toward turn 1.
And that may not sound like a big deal, but trust me, we get to lap 117, that little distance will be a big deal.
Green flag, the NASCAR Busch Series racing at Talladega for 117 laps.
And right now, Larry, everybody's your friend. Anybody and everybody will work together right now. But guess what will happen about halfway through this race?
About lap 80 or 90. All of a sudden, the crew chief has to tell that driver, you have no friends, no deals. All deals are off. Low line, preferred group. It's whichever line is moving. That's the preferred group.
And that's what the spotter will say. You've got to help. You've got to push. Your line's moving. That's the line you want to be in, whichever one it is.
These cars run a 29/32 restrictor plate. That's about a 30-second bigger than the Winston Cup cars, but they run a smaller carburetor, a 390 CFM versus an 830 CFM for the Winston Cup cars.
These cars are actually faster than the Cup cars, just by a skosh.
Looking back from race leader Johnny Sauter, who leads the first lap by just that much over Stacy Compton on the outside and Joe Nemechek on the inside.
This is a super speedway car that Kevin Harvick ran at both speedway races last year, Daytona and Talladega. Johnny drove at Daytona earlier this year.
Everybody's just feeling their cars out right now. Let the air pressure build up a little bit. You don't run the air pressure down much here, maybe a couple of pounds. So that's not a real big issue. But the fluids will warm up and the cars will start to limber up a little bit and really take off.
And the reason we don't run the air pressure down is the reason you do that is grip. You really don't want grip here because the more grip you have, the more it's going to hurt the roller resistance of the race car with the restrictor plates.
Darrell, you're in the middle of this pack. You're only on the second lap. Things coming up to temperature. What are you thinking about as how this race is going to develop if you're in that car?
You're thinking about right now. Boy, it wasn't this way in practice. These guys are really serious now, and there's a lot of them.
You see Stacy Compton, you saw him up there in the high side, not a lot of help. Jay Sauter, their 21, just not getting quite to his rear bumper. And that's one complaint a lot of the drivers had this morning, Darrell, is the cars, well, he said he wouldn't suck back up. In other words, you could get to a certain point, but you couldn't go all the way to the rear bumper of the guy in front of you.
Yeah, it's just like they hit a roadblock, or the air just blocks up between you and the car in front of you. Well, we got a car off the pace here, guys.
Yes. Christian Elder went down to the apron that's inside the yellow line, bottom of the track at turn 2.
Now, you're not having double vision. We see two yellow cars there, sponsored by yellow. The 51's Joe Ruttman. The one car that's normally driven by Jimmy Spencer, that's the car he's in.
And that's not double your pleasure here, I can tell you.
Nor double your fun. 3 wide, way through the pack. Fun to watch from here.
Well, as you said, everybody right now, there was probably some guys that make changes on their cars. There's guys that were not happy with their cars, but look at these guys. They're going to be 4 wide as they go down the back straightaway here.
What a run. Jason Keller got the 57 car, shot to the outside, went by his teammate Scott Riggs before getting to turn 3 with not a lot of help from behind him. Robert Yates' horsepower under that hood.
Yeah, and if you get your car in the right spot and you get a suck like that, you'll go by a lot of cars. I mean, you can put some moves on guys, but then the next time you try it, it won't work.
Now they're teaming up. That yellow car of Riggs is Keller's teammate. They are tied for 3rd in the points. 83 points off leader Jack Sprague.
And they're starting to catch Stacy Compton in the 59. That's just the kind of help he'll need to push him on back up there.
And Stacy kind of got hung up on the outside on the start there. He was on the outside pole, and it cost him some spots. But he's got a good car, as we heard everybody say. So he'll be back up there shortly.
And just probably watch it. Those guys behind this lead 5 group, if they'll get lined up, how quick they'll catch that group.
Yeah, you're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to get a great big lead on on anybody. That's just not going to happen.
I love this. 185 miles an hour, but you're not going anywhere.
Well, it's funny. You always laugh when they say they've slowed the cars down to 190.
Now we've got that 5-car breakaway, and right tagging it is Tony Raines, who's come from 14th to 5th.
It's no longer a breakaway. It took them about a half a lap to catch that group once they got lined up.
And the frustrating thing for the drivers, I mean, you hold the car wide open. and you just look for holes. You can't let off the throttle. You actually drag the brake a little bit. You'll touch the brake to keep from letting off the throttle because you don't want to lose your momentum.
Now, I mentioned Rains. How about Michael Waltrip? He and Rains came up through the pack together. Michael from 13th to 4th. Hello, little bump draft.
That's a excuse me right there. But I didn't like you cutting in front of me like that.
All right, Johnny Sauter has led all of the 5 laps so far, Matt Yoakum.
And Mike, he continues to lead that freight train out front. You're going to hear a lot today about drivers who say their car either pushes a car better or it pulls a car, meaning it's either better in back of another car in the draft or out in front in clean air. And that's how Johnny Sauter's car is. It's better out front. Their car does not suck up to other cars as well as they would like. They're going to try to keep them out front as much as possible.
He's got the nose of that car in the wind as we look from the back bumper of Sauter's car at Joe Nemechek, who is always strong here at Talladega. And then Greg Biffle, 6th in the points for Roush Racing. There's the rundown at 6 laps.
The Aaron's 312 on Fox is brought to you by Aaron's Sales and Lease Ownership. Let Aaron's drive your dreams home today. By Old Spice, the deodorant of NASCAR. By Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Be you, nothing's better, Dr. Pepper. And by Bram, who reminds you that there's no better feeling than that of a job well done.
Welcome back to the Aaron's 312 on Fox. Johnny Sauter has led every one of the 9 laps so far. Brad Teague has just gone to the garage, joining Christian Elder. Michael Waltrip got a case of stuck in the middle with you a minute ago.
Yeah, there's going to be a challenge for the lead here because Compton is up on that outside, and he is pulling that outside line right to the front.
He finally got him good lined up behind him. Now they're almost to Johnny Sauter's right rear quarter panel. It's not quite there yet.
Stacy's car is really fast down the straightaway. He pulls up on him down the straightaway, and then he kind of holds his own through the turn. But, boy, he's moving down that straightaway.
Stacy Compton, realistically, he don't have a teammate. But what we have to remember, Richard Childress Racing supplies the motors for the 59 car, along with the 2-car Johnny Sauter and the 21 of Jay Sauter. And they do work together pretty good.
I tell you what, that's pretty impressive when you can pull up on the outside like that.
Now, one reason that Sauter's been able to lead every lap is that red car of Joe Nemechek has been right on his bumper since they dropped the green flag. Dick Bergman.
And his crew has been advising him to go upstairs. They have been telling him for the last 4 or 5 laps about this line that is coming from the outside to try to persuade him to block that outside lane. Nemechek, on the other hand, has stayed on the bottom. Big story with Nemechek. This morning, Brian Patty, his crew chief, told me this may well be this team's last Busch Series race. Patty wasn't even here at the racetrack until last night. He was at the garage preparing Winston Cup cars. They will debut this same team as a Winston Cup team at the Winston Lowe's Motor Speedway in just a few weeks. If all goes well, they'll run the Coca-Cola 600 the week after that, and then they're going to run selected Winston Cup races throughout the year, giving up on the Busch Series, where they've already won 11 races.
Remember that Nemechek started the season in Winston Cup for Travis Carter. That team had to park their cars. They were sponsored by Kmart, and when that went away, so did their racing fortunes.
And it makes sense for Joe to do that. He's got a great operation. He's got a lot of good Busch experience. I believe they could do a great job in Winston Cup. Brian Patty's a sharp crew chief. Makes sense to me.
It was rumored he might join the Petty operation, but when that report surfaced, it was said he was still under contract to Travis Carter. So apparently that's been worked out for Joe to run his own car. Stacy Compton led that lap at the start-finish line. First lead change of the day. And they're stuck in the middle right there.
And they'd like to get a little group together right there and see if they can pull up through there, but it's going to take more than a couple of cars to shoot that middle gap.
Yeah, I don't like the middle. Ooh, that's the rock between 2 hard places.
See, Ron Hornaday in the 5-car talked to that group this morning. Ron's going to run Fontana, and then the next weekend is Richmond. The plan is to take Ricky Hendrick, who was injured at Las Vegas, to a local short track. His dad, Rick Hendrick, said you're going to run 125 straight laps. Then I'm going to put more tires on you. You're going to run another 125 laps. If you feel good, then you can run the Richmond race.
Well, I don't think there's any question why people were saying Stacy had the car to beat today. Golly, he just drove up on that outside, blew by Sauter, and long gone. If you're going to hook up with somebody, that's the guy you want to hook up with. Brought Jason Keller right up there with him.
There are 3 Sauter brothers in this race. Now let's go visit the 21 pit and Steve.
Well, Mike, right before this race started, crew chief Butch Hilton said to Jay, I have one word word for you for this race, and that word is patience. We need to be around at the end, so you won't see Jay Sauter make any bold moves. He's content to ride right behind the 33 of Tony Raines and right in front of the 24 of Jack Sprague.